In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some cute Christmas cookies called snowballs, which consist of a maraschino cherry wrapped in a buttery dough, which is then baked, allowed to cool, glazed, and coated with grated coconut, thus the name. We start by dealing with the cherries first. We need them to be as dry as possible, so the first step is to let them drain so that any excess syrup runs off. If you're making these for adults, you can soak them for a few days in white rum or some other type of strong alcohol before doing this step. This cookie's dough is made using half all-purpose flour and half oat flour, but I decided to show you that you can make oat flour at home without any problem with the help of a coffee grinder, a food processor, or even a blender. Of course, you can buy ready-made oat flour and use it directly. After placing the oat flour in the bottom of a large bowl, I'm going to melt a block of salted butter. In theory, if you cut the butter into small pieces, it melts faster due to the greater surface area. But honestly, I think the time you waste by chopping the butter is the time you save while it melts. So you just swap 6 for half a dozen, apart from the knife that you'll need to wash later, which will also take time. With the butter melted, I'm going to let it cool down a bit and take advantage of this time to put the powdered sugar together with the oat flour that I had previously prepared. And then there goes the all-purpose flour. If you're not using salted butter, you also need to add salt here. Now just mix everything really well. After that, in goes the melted butter, which is already lukewarm by now. After initially mixing with a wooden spoon, I smush everything with my hand to hydrate the flours well with the butter. And immediately, I start making portions of dough using this ice cream scooper so that all the cookies are the same size, but you can just make portions with a regular spoon. After flattening the ball of dough, I place the cherry inside and close the ball. She goes to a baking sheet that doesn't need to be greased and waits for her sisters. This is a cookie that I only make for Christmas for 2 reasons. Firstly, because it goes really well with the season and flavors, and also because they are quite laborious, and we are not even halfway through the process yet. Anyway, it's something that pairs perfectly with a special occasion, and honestly, easy and quick recipes are good every now and then, but usually end up becoming uninteresting because it's the effort that spices things up. It's the tiredness after a day's work that makes the day worth it, and that's something scientifically proven. The body likes work, and so does the brain, so much so that it rewards us with the release of substances associated with pleasure after a period of physical exertion. When I finished with all the dough, I took the baking sheet to the oven, and there it stayed until the cookies formed a light golden color at the bottom, but only at the bottom. They should not brown on top, otherwise they will be dry. Once they have cooled down, it's time to make the glaze with powdered sugar and milk. I also added a pinch of salt and a few drops of coconut extract, which is optional, but I recommend it. And now, finally, it's time for the final part of the process. First, the cookies bathe in a glaze, then the excess is drained off, and then rolled in grated coconut. I recommended unsweetened coconut, otherwise it gets too sweet. The best thing is to buy a fresh, mature coconut, open it up and grate it yourself. It will be fantastic and much better than with a dry coconut. And in case you're wondering why I didn't make it with fresh coconut, I can only say that is a very good question. I made these cookies for the first time about 3 years ago, and my sister loved them. Despite the name being Snowball, she calls them Little Fuzzy Balls. When you're done, you need to let them dry for a few hours, preferably overnight. This is the next day. Which one do I eat? Let's see. This one. It goes really well with coffee, but I guess that's my opinion on pretty much anything in life.